So we will start now. Okay. So one of you can, let me share the screen. So can anyone do the prayers? Megha Mataji, would you like to do?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yes, I
Hare
will.
Krishna.
Okay, should I start?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Tadati Swapadantikam. I was born in the darkest I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisance unto him. When will Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, who has established within this material world the mission to fulfill the desire of Chaitanya, give me the shelter under his lotus feet? Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sadhajatam Sahagana Raghunathanam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanitanscha. I offer my respectful obeisance unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master and unto the feet of the Vaishnavas. I offer my respectful obeisance unto the lotus feet of Srila Rupa Goswami, along with his elder brother Sanatan Goswami, as well as Raghunatha Das and Raghunatha Bhatta, Gopala Bhatta, and Srila Jeev Goswami. I offer my respectful obeisance to Lord Krishna Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, along with the Advaita Acharya, Gadadhara, Srivasa, and other associates. I offer my respectful obeisance to Srimati Radharani and Shri Krishna along with their associates Sri Lalita and Vishakha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate. O my dear Krishna, you are the friend of the distress and the source of the creation. You are the masters of gopis and the lover of Radharani. I offer my respectful obeisance unto you. तप्तकाञ्चना गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. I offer my respect to Radharani, whose bodily complexion is like a molten gold, who is the queen of Vrindavan. You are the daughter of King Vrishabhanu, and you are very dear to Lord Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. I offer my respectful obeisance unto all the Vaishnavas, devotees of the Lord. They can fulfill the desire of everyone, just like a desired tree, and they are full of compassion for the fallen soul. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namane. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharane Vishnisha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshikayani. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. I offer my obeisance to Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasa, and all others in the line of devotion. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So we will go to read chapter 3. We are skipping the revision that we usually do because I'm afraid we will not have time for the rest. So hopefully you would have gone through. In a quick summary, Arjuna is asking, why should I at all fight? Then Krishna is telling, there is no, you cannot give up work because even for a moment, it's not possible to remain idle. But we have to, the work has to be done not for one's own enjoyment, but as a sacrifice for Vishnu. Why? Because the Vishnu, as a lord of all creatures, have sent men and demigods by telling them that perform sacrifices for Vishnu. And the next is the cycle of sacrifice. Um, why we have to perform that? Because we are getting um our necessities from the demigod agents of the Lord. So we have to give them back. Otherwise, we are stealing something and then we are performing sinful activities also. One significant thing that Krishna is saying here is if the food that is offered that purifies the person who's eating that, but otherwise, the food which is not offered and consumed is only increasing the sinful mentality. So he says how the Vedas are telling about karma, and karma has to be performed as a yajna, and because of yajna there is rains, and then the grains are coming because of the rains, and that grains have to be offered to the Lord who has given this cycle in the Vedas. So then that is complete. Then he says how, to be an example, you have to perform work. Otherwise, everybody would also say that Arjuna left the battlefield or Krishna did not do his job. So why we should do? And then the whole worlds will be put to ruination. So he's taking him as an example that I am not bound by karma. I don't need to perform anything. I'm not attached I'm not in a want of anything, nor in a need to obtain anything, but still I am engaged in prescribed duties. Um, so this is where we left 25. So we will read continuously from 26 to the end of the chapter. Please listen. Let's listen very attentively. And after this, there won't be any explanation. We are going to divide into 6 groups. Yeah, 40 devotees are there. So 6 groups, and each group there is a question and three sets of verses given. So you have to read the verses and discuss the answer to the question, and then at the end, each group will be one from the group will be presenting. So what is the question and what is their answers? So the answer may not be in all the three purports, but just the verses are allocated in order. So it can be in one of the three verses, or it can be as an understanding that we derive from all the three verses. So it's like this. So since each group is going to go into one set of verses in depth, so in order to understand what is the link, so we are going to just read the translations non-stop, and then we will go into breakout rooms. So before breakout rooms, if you have any questions, I can take that. Um, anyone who has not read so far in any of the classes, I want those devotees who are very humble to come forward and read the translations. I think Abba Mataji Srinath Prabhu has read before. Yeah, Bhavnesh.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Sure, I will go with text 26.
Yeah.
So as not to disrupt the minds of ignorant men attached to fruitive results of prescribed duties, a learned person should not induce them to stop work. Rather, by working in the spirit of devotion, he should engage them in all sorts of activities for the gradual development of Krishna consciousness. Verse 27. The spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself the doer of activities that are in actuality carried out by the three modes of material nature. Text 28. One who is in knowledge of absolute truth, O mighty armed, does not engage himself in the senses and sense gratification, knowing well the differences between work in devotion and work for fruitive results. Text 29. Bewildered by the modes of material nature, the ignorant fully engage themselves in material activities and become attached, but the wise should not unsettle them, although these duties are inferior due to the performer's lack of knowledge. Verse 30. Therefore, O Arjuna, surrendering all your work unto me, with full knowledge of me, without the desires for profit, with no claims to proprietorship, and free from lethargy fight. Should I continue, Mataji?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Is anyone else wanting to read? Chandir Mataji, okay. We can take 5, but those who have not read so far, please come up to read. Okay.
Text 31, those persons who execute their duties according to my injunctions and who follow this teaching faithfully without envy become free from the bondage and fruitive actions. 32, but those who out of envy disregard these teachings and do not follow them regularly are to be considered bereft of all knowledge, befooled and ruined in their endeavor for perfection. 33. Even a man of knowledge act according to his own nature, for everyone follows the nature he has equipped from the three modes. Who can repression accomplish? Who can repression accomplish? 34. There are principles to regulate attachment and aversion pertaining to the senses and their objects. One should not come under the control of such attachments and aversions because they are stumbling blocks on the path of self-realization. 35. It is far better to discharge one's prescribed duties, even though faultily, than another's duties perfectly. Destruction in the course of performing one's own duty is better than engaging in another's duties, for to follow another's path of dangerous.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. So, Ashutosh Prabhu, I think you had raised your hand. Yeah, Kadam Priya Mataji, you can go, and then Ashutosh.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Mataji Dandavat Pranam. Arjuna said, O descendant of Vrishni, what is impelled to sinful acts, even unwillingly, as if engaged by force? Text 37. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, it is lust only, Arjun, which is born of contact with the material mode of passion and later transformed into wrath, and which is the all devouring sinful enemy of this world. Text 38. As fire is covered by smoke, as a mirror is covered by dust, or as the embryo is covered by the womb, the living entity is similarly covered by different degrees of lust. Thus, the wise living entity's pure consciousness becomes covered by his eternal enemy in this form of lust, which is never satisfied and which burns like fire. Text 40. The senses of the mind and the intelligence are the sitting places of this lust. Through them, lust covers the real knowledge of the living entity and bewilders him. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Mataji. Payal Gandhi.
Text 40.
41.
Text 41. Therefore, O Arjuna, based of the Bharatas, in the very beginning curb this great symbol of sin, lust, by regulation the senses, and slay this destroyer of knowledge and self-realization. Text 42. The working senses are superior to dull manner. Mind is higher than the senses. Intelligence is still higher than the mind, and he, the soul, is even higher than the intelligence. Text 43. Thus, knowing oneself to be transcendental to the material senses, mind, and intelligence, O mighty armed Arjun, one should steady the mind by deliberate spiritual intelligence, Krishna consciousness, and thus, by spiritual strength, conquer this
Insatiable.
insatiable enemy known as lust.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
So we are going to, I hope this is clear. So what is the thing is that in the chat, you must have seen the messages, isn't it? Is everyone seeing the messages in the chat? The group questions? No?
No, Mataji.
Okay. Is it now you're all able to see?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So group 1 will be discussing, will be reading 26, 27, and 28 and answering the question, what is the difference between acting in false ego versus real ego? Group 2 will be discussing 29, 30, and 31. And the question answers that you would find out is, what does it mean to surrender all actions to Krishna? How can we practically apply this principle in our family, family, work, and service? Group 3 will discuss 31, 30, 31, and 32. 29, 30, 31. So it will be 32, 33, and 34. That will be, why do some people accept spiritual wisdom while others reject it? How can we strengthen our faith and help others develop trust in Krishna's words? Group 4 will be discussing 35, 36, and 37. How can we control our impulses when faced with anger and desires? Group 5 We'll discuss verses 38, 39, and 40. And with the question, Krishna describes the mind, intelligence, and soul as different levels of existence. How does this understanding help us in self-control? What daily practices can help us keep our intelligence stronger than the mind? And group 6, Krishna says that intelligence strengthened by spiritual knowledge can defeat lust. How can studying scripture help in overcoming material desire? How can we engage our desires in Krishna's service instead of suppressing them? Okay, so I'll now, I'm going to paste this in each group as well, but you can all copy this from the chat, and when you're going to the groups, you can paste this so that you know what your questions are to discuss and what the verses are to discuss too. So I might need some. So we're going to create how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 breakout rooms. Create, assign 1, 2. There are about 37. So 6 each. Three, 4, 5, and 6. So room 4, I think I should change that's going to take some time. Okay. 4, 5, and 6. Meanwhile, you can look at the questions. 2, 3. So what you would do is you would read the shloka and the purport. Okay, many things from the purport may not be understandable. That's okay. But with respect to the questions, you can find the answers and discuss among yourself. And okay, so you would have got an invitation. Please accept the invitation to go to your respective rooms. Did you all get it? So we have another teacher here to help. So she will also be coming to each group and helping if required. I hope everyone joined. Avnish Prabhu, Kusum Mataji, Julie Mataji, Ashutosh Prabhu. Did you get invitation? Okay. So let me. So I'm going to go to each group to see what they're doing, and we'll come back. Okay, no problem. Okay, you could not. Okay. You could not join, Vinita Mataji. Did you get the invitation? Sri Lakshmi Mataji, did you join now?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Just now I have.
Just now you joined. Okay, I will put you in one group. So you can join that group.
Okay.
How do I do that? Okay, I'm going to go back to participants. No. Breakout rooms. Why yours is not assigned to room 5? Okay. Sri Lakshmi Mataji, you will get a thing you can join. And Kusum Handa Mataji. Vinita Mataji, do you like to join? Any group for discussion? Yes, okay. So, I think I already assigned you. Kusum Mataji, would you like to join? Yeah, Vinita Mataji. So, I will. No. Kadamba Priya Mataji, you were there, okay. Unassigned is now. Kaushalya Mataji, would you like to join?
Because it will save time. Okay, it will save time. Should I
Oh,
start?
Lalita Mataji is here. Lalitangi Mataji is here.
Hare Krishna devotees. So,
Hare
any
Krishna.
help?
Oh, shoot. Sorry, Abba Mataji. I thought you were younger to me. I called you by your first name.
I'm only 70 plus.
That's okay. So, do you know the verses that you have to discuss?
Yes, Ashutosh did the need be. He has posted. He has done it. So we have the text in the chat function. We'll read. Each will read one text, and then we'll all congregate and we'll brainstorm, and one of us will present it.
Also do one thing that I don't know if you can screen share for your chat only. So then you can screen share and read together as well from the database.
Oh.
That's possible. So you're all reading, but I have to check.
Where's our sixth person, Mataji?
I don't know. I think she's not
Oh,
joined.
you are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Isn't there 37 participants? There should be at least 6,
Some
right?
didn't join. Some didn't join.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, I think you're good. You can do whatever way you want. Just that you read the purports and come up with the answer to the questions, and one of you can present.
Sure,
And
Mataji.
who's
How
presenting?
much time?
Oh.
I think me and Abba Mataji are the most extroverted. So it will be, unless somebody else raises
10
their hand,
minutes.
I raise mine first. So unless Abba Mataji trumps me, I will be presenting.
Okay. I can present the 26th one. Okay.
So I'm
Okay.
looking. If you have any doubts, you can reach out.
There is
Yes,
a
but
shloka. I'm just
You only have 10
translating.
minutes. You only have 10 to maybe 12 minutes.
Okay.
yes, got
happy, independent of the cooperation of the Supreme Lord, because the eternal constitutional position of the living entity is to become subordinate to the desires of the Lord. Arjuna was therefore ordered by Sri Krishna to fight as if the Lord were his military commander. One has to sacrifice everything for the goodwill of the Supreme Lord, and at the same time discharge prescribed duties without claiming proprietorship. Arjuna did not have to consider the order of the Lord. He had only to execute his order. The Supreme Lord is the soul of all souls. Therefore, one who depends solely and wholly on the Supreme Soul without personal consideration, or in other words, one who is fully Krishna conscious, is called Adhyatma Siddhis. Nirasi means that one has to act on the order of the master but should not expect.
Therefore, without being fully in Krishna consciousness, one should not give up his occupational duties. No one should suddenly give up his prescribed duties and become a so-called yogi or transcendentalist artificially. It is better to be situated in one's position and to try to attain Krishna consciousness under the superior training. Thus, one may be freed from the clutches of Krishna, Maya. Okay.
Thank you, Janaki Vishnupriya Mataji. So you have 10 to 12 minutes. So you can read and discuss the question. I think you know the verses and the questions, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. So you can coordinate that.
So then I guess we can.
What and other corollaries. If, therefore, the modes of the passion, instead of being degraded into the modes of ignorance, is elevated to the mode of goodness by a prescribed method of living and acting, then one can be saved from the degradation of the world by spiritual attachment. The Supreme Personality of Godhead expanded himself into many for this ever increasing spiritual bliss, and living entities are the part and parcel of this spiritual bliss. They also have a partial independence, but by misuse of the independence, when the service attitude is transformed, into the propensity for sense enjoyment, they come under the saw of lust. This material creation is created by the Lord.
Are we recording this?
I don't know.
Hare Krishna devotees. So hope you all know the verses and the questions for the group.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So you have 10 to 12 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, so what we did is Mataji, we just took like almost like 7 to 8 minutes to go over the purpose. And
Right.
then we already started with first question. We are just discussing all those, and then I'm writing down the points. That way we can discuss it later.
Wonderful. Wonderful, Mataji. Okay.
Thanks, Mataji. So, as I was saying, like intelligence is higher than the mind. Till now, I couldn't figure out what is mind. Mind is a master of all senses, but intelligence is a master of mind. Right now, I'm under confusion. Does mind or intelligence, who will take the precedence for the senses? So, I would give mind will control the senses. So in our day to day life, if we want to have a stronger intelligence than the mind, one of the thing I would think of is we are living with
Newcomers.
Yeah. So then, like, who is left in this group? Because I can't see. I'm sharing. Okay, let me see. Who else is there in our group?
Yeah,
Sonal.
someone wants to read the 31, then we'll get something there too from, then we'll.
But not
Yeah.
31, like 43. Last verse we need to finish.
No, 31, right? Isn't it?
No.
No.
Our group is 41, 42, 43.
No. Sorry. I don't know. We are in group 2, right?
No.
We are in group 6.
Group
Group 6.
I don't know. We started with group 1.
I think you moved from group 2 to group 6.
Okay. Sorry about that. I know I saw. Oh, sorry about that. Okay.
No problem. I'll move you
problem.
back because
Okay.
that I was wondering why there are less people.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. We are reading 29 and 30. So,
You were
okay.
in group, right? You were
Group 2, Group 2, Mataji. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. So, Sonal Mataji, you can read. Then who else left after that? Yeah,
Okay.
Sonal Mataji, you can read.
I can read. So till how much I should read?
You are the only person, I think, because Lalitangi Mataji is leader. So then you can finish it up.
Yeah, sorry, Prabhuji. So today you have another maybe maximum 5 to 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, Sonal Mataji can start.
Yeah, I'll read. This third chapter of the Bhagavad Gita is conclusively directed.
It's just I can. Oh.
Is everything going okay?
Yes, Mataji. Yeah. Some of our people cannot unmute. Ashutosh Prabhu cannot unmute. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So
he's typing, so you can take like that.
Yeah, that's what we are doing. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So the idea is, if we follow the Vedas, which are eternal, and so is the truth for Krishna consciousness, and if we dedicate everything to Krishna, because he's the provider or proprietor of everything, we can stay away from any bondage.
Is everything going okay?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
So you have 5 more minutes.
And again, it comes to that perfect example that if we do our duty,
Oh, there are only 4 here. You're group 3, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji.
Anyway, they started discussion, I think, and it's almost like we are going to end. And any help, devotees, Matajis?
So, Mataji, there was one question. They were asking what are the rules and regulations that need to be followed in Krishna consciousness. So, can you address that, Mataji?
Okay. So this question is from Meera Mataji or Soumya?
Soumya Mataji.
Soumya Mataji. Where are you from, Mataji? Joining?
I'm joining from Toronto only.
Toronto. Okay. Yeah. You asked me question also last class, right?
Yeah, yes, Mataji. Yeah.
Yeah. So the rules and regulations are to avoid activities that will make us commit sins. Okay. So to follow, I mean, to start chanting, there are no rules. But if we want to continue chanting and understanding bhakti and continue to go up the ladder and get shelter from the guru, then at the time of initiation, there are rules and regulations that are prescribed, that are 4 that we also promise that we will never do this for the rest of the life and chant 16 rounds. So what are the 4 rules is um, no intoxication, no smoking, no drinking, and like that, and no meat eating, and no illicit sex. That within marriage, only one should, like it is there in all religions, right? That one, and no gambling. So these are the 4 rules. And even though people who may not be following these rules right now, that's not a hindrance to join the class or start chanting. But slowly we have to try and come up to a level that we are able to follow all these rules. Then we are free from the effects of Kali Yuga.
Okay, yeah, now I got it, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, and also the regulations, I mean, like over the you showed us one video of how to last time also we had a session in Toronto, how to perform a puja, like, and how to pray to God from the legs you should go up, and that's how you see the God. So
Yeah.
these are also some regulations, right?
So regulations are trying to get up little early in the morning, whatever, like we used to get up, before spiritual practices, we might get up very late because that's how everyone is, even I am like that.
Yeah.
But right now, like we know that early morning is good for chanting. So we try and get up a little early so that we have time for chanting before we start our chores in the kitchen. We are going to work like that.
Yeah.
So that is one regulation. And then also, throughout the day, also try to increase the chanting. Like if we are able to say do 2 rounds in the morning, then we can, after, if you're working, then you come back from work and then you can do 2 more rounds. And then in the night, 1 round, like that. The quantity of rounds we can try and always increase. That is one regulation. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, offering food. We'll try and see if we are cooking, without onion garlic. If you're cooking with onion garlic, we can avoid that. But those that are cooked without onion and garlic, say sometimes rice and curd can be offered, rice and ghee, or roti and good. And then if you're making something without onion and garlic, then that can be offered too.
Offered.
Mm.
Okay.
Slowly, then we come up to the level that because whatever we are eating, we don't want to give Krishna less and we want to eat more. So we try and adjust, but baby steps. We start with steps.
Babies. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah. So another 3 more minutes. You can continue discussing and write the answers.
And if we are like always in a service mode, like firstly I don't know, we should train our mind that we are always in a mode of serving Krishna. So whenever, like, to my understanding, if we keep Krishna in the middle of everything while serving, while doing our activities, any kind of activities, whether work, home, taking care of the kids, or everything. We are keeping Krishna, then I think it will be I won't say easy, but at least we can still divert our service, our whatever activities
Right.
towards the Krishna. Whether it's like as the example is given here for
I think we
Hanumanji, whether
can,
Yeah,
mm,
sorry to interrupt. So
even the anger, I think we
you're
can
almost
also.
done. Are you almost done?
yes, Mataji.
Okay. Thank you. You can continue another 2 minutes, then the rooms will be closed.
That's what I
So
thought.
in that moment of anger and lust, I mean,
Mhm.
just also accept that, whatever's happening to us is due to, I mean, it's also Krishna's will,
Yes,
right?
100%.
Mhm.
So accepting that also, that it's this is what's been given to me, and then when you accept it fully, then maybe then it'll reduce
Yes.
Mm.
because you're accepting
Also,
it.
in that moment of anger, when we think about Krishna, also, I think we
It's the Lord, and we did talk a little bit about soul, and and what else did I write?
And we can add.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mataji. Did I
Are
lose
you
you?
all, sorry to interrupt, are you all almost done?
Yeah, almost done, Mataji. We are
Yes,
just discussing summary for one last time before.
Okay, good.
My group.
Okay. So are you all almost done?
Yes, Mataji. I was in the group 5. Now I shifted to different group, I guess.
Oh, really? How?
Not sure.
So,
Me, Reena.
in one group it's keep on reducing and the others it's increasing. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Whenever you come, it's I think somebody you're taking somebody come from you.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's not
yeah.
good.
Every time like Mataji is coming, there is a new person coming along.
Yeah. Okay, devotees, we'll close the room in a couple minutes and then we can discuss in the main room.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, anyone else in our group like
Shadbir Prabhu, Shadbir Mataji,
Hare Krishna Mataji.
uh, I, didn't I assign you in any group?
Not sure here.
Oh, maybe you joined a little late.
Yeah, sorry, I joined. I just I was a little busy. I got some bad news today.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just someone from my family members I know. Just young boy got died today with some gun violence these days. I don't know. I just came in my mind is like we have class today. Sorry, I missed
no
this.
problem. No problem. We are all doing group discussions. I put them in different breakout rooms.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
no problem. So yeah, we'll catch up later. Uh, you
Sure, no problem.
can call me when you're free.
Okay, no, I'm free right now. I finished my phone calls.
Okay, now like people are coming. We'll be having discussion later. When you're free, you can call me. We can.
Okay, no problem. Okay.
So Hare Krishna devotees and different groups. Hope you all had a nice time discussing. So we will hear from each group now. Which group is ready to go? Or shall we go from group 1 to group 6? Okay. Yeah. group of Srivatsa Prabhu, can you all raise hands? Whoever is in that group. Which group are you, Prabhuji?
Group 1.
Group 1.
Group 1 comprising of Abha Mataji, 108, Mataji, Ashutosh Prabhu, and 336. I don't know. 336, anonymous devotee.
Okay.
Actually, I am
Oh,
336, Umesh
okay.
Gupta. Okay.
Okay, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
Yeah.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay.
So I keep on listening, but seldom I speak. I just want
Okay.
to gain knowledge from you guys.
Yes, Prabhu. But when you do speak, it's earth-shattering.
Thank you.
So you can go ahead and present whatever your
Okay, Mataji. So
you can say the question and the answer as well.
yes, sure. So our question was with regards to the difference between the false ego and the real ego, and we were looking at verses chapter 3, verse 26, verse 27, and verse 28. So we went through all the texts, and Abba Mataji also presented to us with the purport. Ashutosh Prabhu also contributed. So what we have is the false ego essentially being a state of consciousness in which the individual is in a state of illusion because he or she is in a material state of consciousness and not realizing that their true essence or their ideal position in creation is one of submission to the Supreme Lord, which a person who has real ego possesses because the ego is driven by a higher state of understanding and a higher state of consciousness, which is devoid and not run by materialistic desires and materialistic pursuits. We also have from the purport, we got the similar things that our ideal position is one of part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead or the Super Soul. This is our pure and ideal state of consciousness and also our ideal position out of which we all must operate out of for our highest well-being. Which is also indicative of devotional service to the Lord, which is Bhakti Yoga. And Karma Yoga is also hinted at because from this state of consciousness, if we act, the karmic backlash is less, and therefore we would be practicing Karma Yoga in some accord. Yes, Mataji, that is all we have. I think the question.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Prabhuji. Beautiful.
Thank you, Mataji.
A false ego and true ego. And yeah, so the difference between them is false ego brings us happiness, but true ego brings us happiness, spiritual happiness and satisfaction from within. Right. Thank you. So the next group 2.
Mataji, true ego is at the highest state of consciousness.
True ego means realizing I'm not this body, I'm soul,
Right.
I'm a servant of God.
So that is the highest state of consciousness?
Yes.
Yes, Mataji.
That's the real state of consciousness.
Right. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So group 2, 29, 30, 31 verses who discussed. Can you raise hand and present?
Sure, Mataji. This is Bhavnesh. Hare Krishna. We also had a good discussion in our group. Hindu Mataji was there, Bhavna Mataji was there, and others as well. We discussed, our question is, what does it mean to surrender all actions to Krishna, and how can we practically apply this principle in our family, work, and service? And based on the purports and the translation, what we come to agreement that we all are here to perform our duty with Krishna as the proprietor, or keeping Krishna in the middle. The example given in verse 330 is like we are like the cashier who could be counting millions of dollars, but that doesn't belong to us. That belongs to the owner or the proprietor, who in our thing is Lord Krishna. And also there was another example given that it's like an army. If we are here to perform duty, and if the general or our leader asks us to perform some duty, we don't question or we don't attach ourselves as a result. We just go ahead and perform our duty. And same in this material world, where we are here to perform some duty, whether to look after our family or doing things at work or providing service to any human being or any living entity. We have to surrender, or we have to think Krishna as a proprietor and do it to please Krishna. And that way we will not have any bondage, any miseries. And verse 31 also says that way we can stay away from any envy as well. Hare Krishna.
Very beautiful, Prabhuji. That's very nice. So surrendering all our actions means continuing to perform our actions like a soldier to a military commander or a cashier who's counting for the proprietor. Very nice. Thank you, all the devotees in group 2. Now we'll go to group 3, 32, 33, and 34 verses. Can you raise hand, all of those in group 3 devotees? No one? Yeah, sorry.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so our question, I'm going to go back to the question. Sorry about that.
No problem, Mataji. Why some people accept, right?
Why do some people accept spiritual wisdom while others reject it? So we had Somya Mataji, Meera Mataji, Kadamba Mataji with us, and we concluded to this that why do some people accept and others reject? It's dependent on, according to text number 30, 31. Those who do not envy Krishna are the ones who will accept uh, the injunction of the Lord. So it says the injunction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is the essence of all Vedic wisdom, and therefore it is eternally true without exception. So those people will accept it who have faith in Krishna. And it says in text 32, but those who out of envy, so those who are envious of Krishna, disregard these teachings and do not follow them, to be considered bereft of all knowledge. And they are befooled and ruined in their endeavors of perfection. So here it is a very nice thing in the purport that we wanted to refer to. A disobedient person, however great he may be, is ignorant of his own self. So, and of the Supreme Brahman, Paramatma, and the personality of Godhead due to a vacant heart. Therefore, there is no hope of perfection of life for him. So, this is how we understand that spiritual wisdom is rejected by others. And also the fact that even a man of knowledge acts according to his own nature, for everyone follows the nature that he has acquired from the three modes of material nature. So, because we are influenced by the three modes of material nature, we are also either rejecting or accepting it due to the three modes of material nature. And unless we surrender to the transcendental platform of Krishna consciousness, we cannot actually get into the spiritual path or the spiritual wisdom. And then how can we strengthen our faith? It's by, in text 34, it says that as we will follow as the principles to regulate attachment and aversion pertaining to the senses and their objects, one should not come under the control of such attachment and aversion, because they are stumbling blocks on the path of self-realization. So basically, for our self-realization, we need to follow certain rules and regulations and be attached to Krishna consciousness. And that will help us to go ahead with our strengthening of our faith and what is it? And help others to develop the trust in Krishna's words. Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Wonderful,
Mataji.
Mataji. Thank you for summarizing and also quoting from those lines from the purports. Thank you so much. Okay, in group 4, we have devotees discuss 35, 36, and 37. So how can we control our impulses when faced with anger and desires?
Hare Krishna. Mataji, so the our answer is that when we are faced with anger and desires, we can maybe even discharge our prescribed duties if we need to for some time. That's better than doing somebody else's duties. But I mean, we can try. Ideally, we should try to act. Sorry, one second. um, we should try to act based on our situation and not imitate others, and perform our duties, be it our material and spiritual duties, to try to overcome that, and then also accept the situation. So if we are feeling angry and having desires, then if we try to accept our situation and give that to Krishna, so perform our duties in that aspect, we can overcome that if we do it from the attitude of doing service. uh, yeah.
Nice.
And also, lust can be transformed into the love for Supreme. It's a gradual process. It can't be done immediately, but if we are in the mode of material nature, we can just try to bring our, focus back to our love for Supreme. And that's how, we can inculcate Krishna consciousness. And there everything can be spiritualized.
Very nice.
Yeah, in this one, Mataji, I want to add, like we were talking about, we were discussing in our group that we were like we have to follow our Varna ashrams as well. Like if we are Brahmanas, we need to follow our prescribed duties in the mode of those, and same as Kshatriyas that they are in a mode of passion. So Krishna is trying to tell Arjuna to fight. And so there were two examples that given in the prophet about Vishwamitra, that even though he was a Kshatriya, but he acted as a Brahmanas, whereas Lord Parshuram was a Brahmanas, but he still acted as Kshatriyas. So even though if we are fully Krishna consciousness, our that can be, our distinction from the material world, that they can be applied over there as well.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So by following Varnashrama, our prescribed duties, and by doing everything for Krishna, the gradual process, as Naina Mataji said, and accepting where we are, and then trying to, slowly work on that. So, like here, Krishna is saying that if therefore the modes of passion, uh, instead of being degraded into the mode of ignorance, is elevated to the mode of goodness by the prescribed method of living and acting, one can be saved from the degradation of wrath by spiritual attachment. So that's why, we make ourselves, equip ourselves in the morning. We see traditionally all these things are done in the early morning before the day starts. So we chant, and we can start our day reading at least one verse and the shloka and the purport from Bhagavad Gita, and that will help us, throughout the day, to battle what is coming. And we can, by doing that in the morning, we are trying to stay in the mode of goodness. That is a prescribed level method of living and acting. And then slowly we can, by spiritual attachment, we can get over this degradation. Thank you, Matajis. Thank you, devotees. It was a very nice presentation. It is very important to know, right? Everybody is faced with this. So, I mean, the more we read, and then the more we introspect and we try to apply, we better. Day by day, we become a millimeter better. So, yeah, thank you for that. So, okay, group 5, 38, 39, and 40.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Rishma Mataji.
So, in the verse 338 and to 340, we just like myself along with the group, we discussed and we wrote like a few points. So,
Can everyone in the group raise hands?
Reena Mataji, Shweta Mataji, I think Satya Mataji.
Okay.
Yeah. So Krishna starts by explaining how lust covers wisdom and how it affects our ability to act in righteous way. So he gives three different analogies. The first one is like the fire covered by smoke, dust on a mirror, and an embryo covered in the womb. So just like smoke is partial, just like smoke partially covers the fire, lust affects a wise person. And also when we take the dust on a mirror analogy, how the dust blurs the reflection in the mirror, lust also affects the person. And the third analogy is how like when the embryo grows it can't move more, right? So exactly, the person also is dominated by lust and he's fully controlled and he cannot grow his spiritual growth. So I think one of the question is like how our mind and intelligence. I think that was one of the question to explain more about it.
Yeah.
So by recognizing that lust operates through senses, mind and intelligence, there is a systematic approach that we can do. So for example, in controlling the senses, we can do higher activities like chanting the Mahamantra, uh, offering food to God, and then eating it as prasadam. I think the other one was, um, we we talked about the sevenfold, maybe archanam, listening. Uh, that's one thing we talked about. And the other one is while regulating the mind, instead of thinking about negative things, probably we can do something maybe positive, meaningful actions. Coming to the intelligence, I think, yeah, chanting Mahamantra more times, uh, having friendships with people uh, uh, who are devotees of Krishna, like a scripture study, whatever we are doing every day. So that's one thing. Probably these are some of the things, Mataji, if we keep consistently applying these principles, we can ensure that our intelligence can remain stronger than mind, and it will help us allow to make choices that will help us lasting peace and spiritual fulfillment.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you all. Nicely you have described that and different things that we can do in the mind and also strengthening the intelligence, mind intelligence and the senses as well. Very nice. Thank you,
Yeah,
ma'am.
I think one of the member from the team, she told it like very beautifully. So we were amazed.
See, that's so nice. Okay, so the last group, 41, 42, 43. Please raise hands and then one of you can present.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so Hare Krishna Mataji, we as a team, we read the purport and translation. Then at the end, we got out the question. Then everyone pitched in their points. So then I just summarized what they said. I can read it on their behalf right now. So the topic was Krishna says that intelligence strengthened by spiritual knowledge can defeat lust. So then followed by two questions were there. So I'll state the first question, then I'll answer it, then I'll go to second question. The first question is how can studying scripture help in overcoming material desires? So studying scriptures helps overcome material desires by it provides us knowledge and realization of our true spiritual nature. The Bhagavad Gita also teaches that we are not body, we are soul, and we are part and parcel of Krishna. When we understand this piece, we naturally lose attraction to temporary material because we are part and parcel. So it is not I am independent. So then we start losing interest or the attraction with the material pleasures, which only binds us to the cycle of birth and death. The second question is how can we engage our desires in Krishna? So we can engage our desires in Krishna by changing our focus, like from ourselves, from the previous question, we change our focus that we are not independent, we are part of Krishna. So by changing that focus, so then what we do is we understand that who we really are. We are not this body, we are eternal soul, we are part and parcel of Krishna. So then we start turning our lust into love. Lust is just like a love for Krishna in a wrong direction. So, but by remembering Krishna and chanting his holy name, reading scriptures and we can start changing selfish desires into pure love for him. Our senses for Krishna, like instead of using our eyes, ears, tongue, nose for material pleasure, we can use them to see Krishna's form, hear about Krishna, taste the prasadam offered to him. So we can put our senses into Krishna's path and we engage our mind. So coming to mind is also one of the important thing. So engaging our mind in Krishna. If our mind always thinks of Krishna, it won't run after material desires because we know that our end goal is go back to the Vrindavan. So that is the end goal. When we know the end goal, then we stop thinking about temporary goals like making dollars or making temporary things in this material world. So we read Bhagavad Gita, meditate on Krishna, singing the glories of Krishna. So use our work for Krishna. So for my body, use our work or engage our body in the Krishna consciousness. Whatever we do, like we are studying, working, caring, temple service, temple it's helping devotees. So that's how we can also put our body into Krishna's actions.
Wonderful. Very, very nice, Prabhuji. So summarized, actually the last verse, Krishna himself summarizes and gives something practical, and Prabhupada also says that. So you kind of summarized how we can engage why we have to engage our mind, intelligence, and senses, and how we can do that practically. Thank you so much. Thank you all the devotees. Hope you enjoyed this session. This is, I feel that this is so nice. Each one, reading and coming out and discussing and enriching the others as well. So we listen to the other groups and whatever we have read it, I think it'll be a wonderful impression, isn't it? So yeah, we can do interactive sessions like this often. Okay. Anything else anybody would like to ask? Oh, is Nirmala Mataji?
Hare Krishna Mataji. So when we were discussing our question, how to control our impulses, the purport said that one has to act according to the rules prescribed for who we are. So the example given was Brahmana and Kshatriya. So how to identify first who we are?
So this one, this is that actually Arjuna is kind of tending towards taking the occupation of a Brahmana, right? That only if I am a Kshatriya, then my duty is to fight. So what if I, take the duties of a Brahmana? Then I'm still doing my duty. So for that, Krishna is saying, no, already what you are, you continue to do that. You cannot do the other's duty, even though you are not doing your duty very well also, you continue to do that because that will elevate you. So in that sense, Brahmana and Kshatriya are compared. But now in the practical terms, if we see now, this we don't have this system very much set up, or very it's become so adulterated and contaminated now. Now everyone actually is ignorant of who we are and what is our real position, what's our real duty. We don't have any spiritual education, or we have not read so far. So now we are doing so. We are basically, all of us are in the category of Shudras, are ignorant people. There is a saying that Kalau Shudra Sambhava. In Kali, everyone will become ignorant of the spiritual duties and spiritual education. So that's why we consider ourselves as only ignorant people, or the fourth class. Not we consider ourselves, we are. So what is our only thing? But that doesn't mean that the fourth class people cannot attain. In fact, uh, the the people who not as birth, okay, if we are taking employment from anywhere, then we are considered to be Shudra. But Kali Yuga, that's the thing, right? That's the norm. Majority of us are working for someone, or majority, or some of us are giving work to someone. So it's only Vaishyas and Shudras in a strict sense of term. So what can be done in our position is that we are already servants. Now we are the servants of our senses, our mind and intelligence. Whatever the mind says, we are doing. Whatever the senses are pulling, we are doing. Instead of being servant to our own mind and senses, we want to become servant of Krishna by realizing our true ego, because the service is the same. Service attitude is the same, but we are taking Krishna's direction. That way, in Kali Yuga, everyone can be relieved. And how we can do that? Whatever work you're performing, as you have some set of work as a mother, as a working person, as a spouse, like that same way, everyone according grandmother or a husband. So we do that, but as a offering to Krishna, as a service to Krishna.
Got it, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Okay, Chandir Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, that was very good explanation about the four classes, like Brahmana, Shudra, Vaishya, and Kshatriya. But if we look at the present situation in the world, how can we improve this according to these four classes?
Yeah, these four classes are. So these four classes actually are, only when there is Daivi Varnashrama system. It will work only when the goal of everyone is to serve the Lord. Otherwise, there will be you are higher, I am lower, like that. So we are trying to bring that consciousness that everyone is a servant of Lord. When with that mood, when everyone comes together, then there is some allocation of services according to their aptitude. Like somebody is very well versed in explaining the scriptures and reading and applying them, helping people, then they're brahmanas. Somebody is very well versed in uh, giving protection to the devotees, what we can do, how to apply for the in the temple. So many other organizational stuff is required for a community to do spiritual practices. Everyone comes together in the temple. Then there is someone who's buying a land and taking leadership in doing all those things. Then if he has a leadership aptitude and to do this, then they are engaged in that way. And someone may do fundraising. They themselves may donate a lot and they will collect from others. And their main thing is, you see, if you want in a house also, there are different departments. If you want to help in a temple also, like this, there are different departments. And some may be, I think, wanting to cultivate a garden in the temple, or practically help in fixing things. If a pipe is broken, if a plumber is not fixing, then how we can use the water and cook and do everything? So like this way, everyone does their indispensable work, depending on their aptitude, but everything is done as a service to the Lord, and it is not discriminated. The Lord doesn't discriminate that you have been doing me the service like a Brahmana, so you are more important than a person who is doing service as a Shudra. But whoever is sincerely doing service, they attain the Lord, irrespective of what kind of service we are doing. Is that okay?
No, I'm just thinking like we have so many people get the good job and then they've been demoted. There, many people are unhappy with their job situation. I'm
Yeah.
just thinking maybe that's a kind of alignment because they are not fit for that job, or maybe their boss is not fit for that job. That's why there is so much, I mean, unemployment, and even the people who are working, they are not happy there.
Right, right. That's true because that's natural. 98% are like that. Very rarely you'll find someone who has no problems at work and who loves the work. So because we are not trained according to our aptitude, and it is not, the society is go get money and how I can make more, my assets increase till the end of my life because everybody else is doing that. So because we are running through in this goal, whatever gives more money, everyone wants to do that. So that's why there is a, huge dissatisfaction. It's normal, it's common for Kali Yuga, it has to be like that. But slowly, it has to be changed. But the first thing, these are all major society changes, but society is made up of families, and family is mainly we are a part of a family. So when our attitudes changes, then a family changes, then many families change, then a society changes. Like that, it will spread.
But even talking about the families are getting apart too. Like,
Yeah, that's
husband, wives don't, they fight or divorces, and even they are married, they are not, they don't want children. I mean, it's very,
pathetic.
everywhere is disturbance.
Why? Because none of us know the goal of life. Husband is thinking that why my friend has got a good wife and why I have to put up with this lady throughout my life. And the wife is also thinking the same. But if the spiritual values is the goal of life, then the material imperfections will not matter much. Right? So that's the problem, Everybody is dissatisfied and unhappy and not peaceful because we are not satisfied in the soul level by serving the Lord. We are not watering the root. We are
Thank you,
completely
Mataji.
forgetting the root and watering the leaves and the plants. So that how much ever we water the leaf and the fruit, since the water is not going to the root, the tree is dying. The
Yeah,
tree of
thank you.
family, the tree of society, everything.
Thank you very much. You explain it so beautifully
Yeah,
and simply.
thanks to, Srila Prabhupada, we are just, copying his explanations and all the other devotees. And so that's why we all have a great responsibility. Those of us who are coming here, 40 of us coming and reading Bhagavad Gita, we try to perfect our lives by practicing this and give this to others also, because everyone is suffering. Everyone wants this in some way or the other. So we actively help in sharing this knowledge, then we can see a positive change.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mataji, I would like to tell you something about today's discussion. Like it happened in my life. I worked as nurse for, I used to care for old people. So the career was not very like smooth. Always there was problem, something or the other. And then I changed job. I started taking care of kids, and suddenly my life was so smooth. And there was like all the time I used to ask Krishna, "What is my life? Tell me this life. I don't understand." So once in dream, he came and he told me that my goal, my life purpose was to take care of kids. So then I understood, oh, now that I'm in my life purpose, my life is suddenly very smooth, all supportive people around me. So now I know what I have to do in life.
That's nice. That's
Yeah.
nice, Mataji. This is subjective experience, but many may not have this, or sometimes the dreams may be misleading also, because sometimes it may be the Lord and sometimes it's our own mind. So better to ask someone, like better to read the scripture under the guidance of someone and ask, like, what can I do? Like this in the set of devotees, in to a guru, to the senior devotee. That is like very assured process. But you're
Okay.
lucky that you got this also. But not every time it works. That's
Yes, yes, Mataji, I understand.
Thank you so much.
Guru is very important in life. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Mataji.
Yeah.
One more thing to add to Chandar Mataji's thing, like regarding the disturbances in the workplace and all, like the employment situations. I think I look at it like that Krishna is giving us a way to take a step back and look at, help us detach ourselves from the positions that we think, we are attached to. I am a manager, I am a director, or whatever, and take a step back and really think what is actually permanent, what position is actually permanent,
Right.
is what how I look at it.
Very true. That's very true. Problems in family, work, everywhere should push us towards detachment. That's a nice understanding. Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, Naina Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for your beautiful explanations. I had a question building on Chandar Mataji's question. So, we have Rakshas also, right? Is Rakshas a part of these categories, like you mentioned? And then what is the duty of the Rakshas?
Rakshas is a part of category of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Is
Yeah,
no,
is
no,
okay.
no. They are much below that. This is a four main, but there
Mhm,
are many coming below that.
mhm.
That there are fifth one, sixth one, 14th, 15th one, like that.
I
So
see.
Rakshasas are, like Ravana, want to always, get other people's thing and other people's wife. They want to, so they are actually for um destruction of the world, and so they have to be put in order like that. But now there are so many people with Rakshasa mentality here in the world. You can see they don't are like Ravana with 10 heads, or Hiranyakashipu or Duryodhana, but you can see the mentalities, the Rakshasa mentality. They don't care about others, and it's like, always prying on others, being happy, trying to put others in misery. So all these, the attitudes that are Rakshasa attitudes, but even that can be purified by chanting
Mhm,
the holy names. That's the point in Kali Yuga.
mhm. So the categories are not four, like you said, there are about 13, 14, like
So
so
beyond
human.
that also, but four are main, and there are
Okay.
fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, down the line.
So majority of us belong to those four categories, and then there are others from other categories in our.
Yeah, yeah. Majority of us are in the fourth category now because of ignorance, right? Shudra means ignorant. We
Mhm,
don't know much. Whatever family we have bought, we have some little culture from the family, and then we are going to work, and it's our goal of life, our the way we live. It's fully chaos.
mhm,
If we are lucky or not lucky, if we are fortunate, then for some it may go more smoother, but for many it is less smoother, and that also is so much insecurities, this that, because of artificial civilizations. That's why.
And in the astrology, how it's sometimes, sorry, like written Rakshas or, this, that, is that a way to tell?
Yeah, from the birth chart and from the influences of the birth planets, we
Mhm,
can say that majority, what will be the mood of that person. Okay, Rakshasa Gana, Deva Gana, Manushya Gana, like that, belong to this class. This is based on the previous lives, karma, and previous activities, death, and this present life, birth. So, but that can be changed in this life if we are, if we are taking the holy name, the Rakshasa qualities also will 100% be transformed. But provided we take to the system of chanting the holy name.
Yes. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Okay, Reena Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna, everyone. Mataji, wonderful format for the today for the breakout sessions. Really enjoyed. I also I like Chandra Mataji's question a lot, and I think your response was very nicely, shared regarding we are not clear about what the purpose of life is. So I have been digging into this, and I know that in certain ways this for me is a very important question. So I ran into one of Prabhupada's lectures from 1968.
Wow.
And there's a quote that I really want to share with everybody. I think I found it very helpful to understand. So he said, but why is this creation there? This creation is there because those who are rebelled against God, Krishna, they are not allowed to enter into the kingdom of God. They are kept aloof, and this creation is made just to give them a chance to develop Krishna consciousness. The Vedic Shastras are there, the representatives of Krishna are there. They are teaching, my dear conditioned soul, please adopt this means and end your repetition of birth and death. Come to the kingdom of God. This is a chance. But if somebody takes it and now I have got my body, let me enjoy my senses to the fullest extent, then he's doomed. I think it's really nice. No, it's just so concise. So I thought I would share. I found it very helpful.
So much. Thank you so much for listening and sharing this. Like, please do so. Whenever you can, Mataji. Very, very nice.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So, thank you, all devotees. We are also having a japa session in the morning, 6 to 7. And we are taking darshan, live darshan after that, and reading also. We are going to start reading Krishna book. Every day we read only for 10 minutes maximum. But this builds up a lot. And that way, we are engaging our mind, senses, and intelligence in the start of the day. Please join. Try and join if your schedule allows that time to join. Even you can join in the last 15 minutes also. So thank you all devotees. So we will pause here and please go through this chapter. And this is so wonderful that all of you made such an analysis. Discussion was very wonderful. I went through each, I was hopping through each groups. I was so amazed to see the enthusiasm and the points that you all made. And so we will repeat this more often, maybe once in 2, 3 weeks, so that, this is kind of understanding each other and churning it and presenting it as well. So thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we'll meet again Monday for chapter 4. I'll share the Gita Mahatmya in the group so that you can all go through the video. Hare Krishna devotees. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Mataji.